My name is Rita Dove, and I would like to read one poem out of a book called Sonata Mulattica. This book of poems tells the life of a forgotten violinist. He was a prodigy during Beethoven's time. His name was George Bridgetower, and he was such a great violinist, actually, that Beethoven composed a sonata for him and called it the Bridgetower, until they got into some kind of spat. They believed that it was over a girl, and Beethoven, in typical Beethoven fashion, ripped up the dedication and rededicated the sonata to another violinist who claimed that it was too difficult to play. It was the Kreutzer Sonata. However, Bridgetower, George, did play that sonata that was named after him. He premiered it in 1803. Now, Bridgetower has dropped out of the history books, and this book, Sonata Mulattica, was my, in a way, love letter to him to try to bring him back into history. The poem I'm going to read for you occurs very early in his life. He is 10 years old. He is such a prodigy that his father, who is a little bit of an impresario, has taken him from the continent, from the European continent, over to England to seek some kind of patronage. And because Africans and African Europeans, and that's what Bridgetower was, his father was African, called himself an African prince. His mother was from Poland. And Bridgetower's father decided that the way to attract attention is to dress in a way that Europeans and British people would imagine an African would look like. This is the father's advice. The wardrobe lesson. Everyone in this brine-soused village believes an African loves color. So let it be red for our promenade along the Stein, with a splash of yellow to inflame their watery sensibilities. I think it's the sun they so yearn for. Blue saddens this close to the sea, though turquoise is beckoning, and emerald is best a hue entertained only in furnishings. True, we are props of a sort, let's not forget it. Yet what an aspect we'll project unleashed among the masses. Against our darker palette, any color thrills. The main thing is fabric, and plenty of it. Clouds of silk, waves of damask to be cast off or furled neat to the chest with a certain sly emphasis. You'll learn these sophistications in time. For now, it's enough to remember we are here to confound them, these wizened polyps crossing the sands in their creaking bathing machines. So, bright sashes and billowing sleeves, rings on as many fingers as you dare, perhaps a turban or some other headdress to lend majesty without competing. The ladies adore a cape. Different from a cloak, this you can wear inside, where one brisk swirl will conjure a fable of perfumed trysts and moonlit swordplay. As for the embroidered slippers, ungainly as they might seem, the upturned toes do not emasculate. Each step becomes necessarily deliberate, and so recalls the boudoir. Don't flinch. It won't do to ignore what waits behind each smile, that unvoiced sigh accompanying your every tremolo. Go ahead. Examine those upturned faces in the concert hall, their tiny gasps and glistening cheeks. I've seen it, boy, even for one young as you. Ah, the ladies are always bored and lonely. You will not need a horse if you have a cape.